on.
Am I? Well, you got to tell me
You're
when
on!
How's it going, everybody?
I jumped the gun again.
What's that?
I jumped the gun again on it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Sorry.
It's all right. Hey, Aaron Blaze here. How you doing? It's Friday, April 10th. And we are going to do some drawing today. We're going to do some digital drawing. I'm putting out I'm in the middle of working on a new Birds of Prey course. How to draw birds of prey. You guys have been asking for that for a long time. And so I'm finally making it. So I thought we'd draw a bald eagle today. We could talk about birds of prey and other stuff. I hope you guys are staying safe. I've got Vedanta again with me today. And she's going to be answering questions and all that good stuff. Dustin's still on vacation. I don't know what he's doing. He can't go anywhere. So I think he's just laying around the house. Yeah, I know he's going out to the marsh a lot. And he's taking a lot of photos. If you haven't seen his photos, you should go check him out. Dustin Denitis. Is it Denitis? Dustin Denitis Blaze or Dustin Blaze? I think it's Dustin Blaze. Over on Dustin _ Blaze. That's what it is. Dustin _ Blaze over on Instagram. And or check out his Facebook. It's all there. But anyway, we've had a really great week, and I hope you guys are staying safe and you're staying sane, and your livers are holding up. I think my liver's about to go, but I'm okay. I'm okay. But we do tend to have every night we have a little backyard fire and a couple little drinkies, and it's been nice. It's been really nice. Our backyard is we've completely remodeled the backyard. Someone said if you don't come out of this without having learned the language or made something, then your problem before wasn't that you didn't have enough time. You're just lazy. And we have definitely changed our entire backyard, so it's pretty cool. We'll once we get it all done, I'll show you guys. But I just want to remind you guys, as a result of all of this going on, and we know a lot of people are losing their jobs, a lot of income is getting tight. Nick Birch, my business partner, myself, we decided to really drop all the prices on everything on the web, on almost everything on the website, and we're moving stuff around too. It's a limited time because we know we're going to come out of this, but until then, we want to make sure that you guys you can utilize this time, like I said, to learn something, to come out and better yourself, come out stronger than you were when you went in. And so I want to make sure that you guys are able to do that, Nick and I both. And so we've made our animation course, our introduction to animation course, completely free, so you can just download it. And we've had tens of thousands of downloads of it since then, so that's awesome. And then we've got a lot of courses, and all of my brushes are just $1, and then a lot of other courses are 45% off. So you could go in there, and for $5 you could probably load up on like 2 weeks worth of learning.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so we've got that, and then the other thing I want to mention is tomorrow we still got spots left because we're leaving it completely open. It's only for $5. For $5 tomorrow, I'm going to be giving an all-day lecture on an introduction to animation. So I'm going to be talking about the bouncing ball and demonstrating that. I'll be talking about the flour sack exercise that we learn, which is taking everything you learn with the bouncing ball and then applying it to a character, which is kind of the squishy flour sack type of thing. And then after that, we're going to talk about dialogue, and I'm going to give a demonstration on how to animate to dialogue. So that's going to be a fun thing that we're going to do all day tomorrow from 11 a.m. Eastern Time to 5 p.m. So that's a 6-hour live stream we're going to be doing tomorrow, and it only costs $5. Twitch comment: Aaron, I'm taking your Wolf Canine course, and the way you teach helps me so much. I'm really learning. Thank you so much. I actually want to read one thing, not to pat myself on the back, because I don't want to do that, but I do like getting letters like this. Nick sent me this morning from a gentleman in Australia. I just want to read it real quick because it really made me feel good. And it made me feel like we're making a difference. It says, "Hi Aaron, greetings from Australia. I'm a retired Army Major General with 40 years of service and 3 combat tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, where I had the privilege at various times being commended by and commanding American troops, as well as my own Australian soldiers. Sadly, I lost several friends and way too many of my soldiers in those wretched places, and I suffer from a great deal of mental anguish as a result. I'm writing to tell you just how much your art and training have helped me lately. I find a remarkable degree of calm in working to follow your paintings and drawings using Wacom tablet acquired for that purpose. No matter how stressed or angry I feel at times, I can always find solace in the simple pleasure of creating a piece of art by following your tutorials. Although my work is a bit rustic, I still love it. Perhaps you have already been told of the therapeutic effect of art on distressed veterans, but I want to make sure that your work has helped a troubled former soldier all the way on the other side of the Pacific Ocean. Thank you, Aaron, for your work. Thank you, Aaron. Your work is one of the best things to happen to me in a long while. Keep up the wonderful work. Warm regards. I don't want to use his name because I'm not sure if he should be writing or whatever. I didn't get permission to do this, to read it out publicly. But that really makes me feel good. And so, if you find my teaching calming, then go over to our website. But I really do. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy doing what we do, and I enjoy helping people. Vedanta, Nick, and I, all of us, we enjoy doing that. And this is a perfect opportunity for us to do that for you guys. So if you want to load up on stuff, go on over to creatureartteacher.com. And if you want to join us for the live event tomorrow, it's creatureartteacher.com/live, and you can get all the information there. So let's draw. Once again, did you say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Here's Vedanta. And we've got Nick in Sarasota, as usual. And I think this is a question from last week, but Nick asked me, does your buzzed head itch like a shaved beard? It itches a little bit because I got sunburned last week.
But it's so
But it feels
soft.
so good.
You just won't stop rubbing it.
I
You're
can't
like,
stop.
"Oh."
It feels like velvet, and I want to do a painting of Elvis on it. Actually, I want to shave it now. I love it. Okay, now let's do a bald eagle. Bald eagles are a bird of prey. There's 10 different families, 10 different is it genus, family of birds of prey, and
Kingdom, phyla, class, order, family, genus, species.
yeah. So genus. Yeah. So there you go. Thank you. And there's eagles. There's true hawks. There is buteos or buzzards, and don't confuse buzzards with vultures because that's something different. Buzzards, then there's vultures, then there's falcons, harriers, and an osprey. Ospreys are their own kind of genus. And did I say owls?
No.
Owls, caracaras. Did I say falcons?
You did.
I did say falcons.
Which
I'm missing one.
a peregrine is a falcon, right?
Yeah. I'm missing one somewhere in there. Anyway, so there's a lot.
Do all of them.
And I'm going to be covering all of them in this course coming up. All of them. So we're going to do an eagle today. And I love bald eagles. Actually, I think I'm going to change the format of this image. Let's do this.
Got quite a few people on already. Erica Bay.
Hey, Erica.
Tracy Joe. From our Sarasota event.
Yeah, it's she's up in Alaska, right?
Yes.
Right on.
Got a bunch of people.
Hope it's not too cold up there. I want to get something that's
Martin Berger, as always. Glad to have you. Kendra Williford.
Hey, Kendra.
And Raquel and her daughter Alyssa. We've got someone from Greece. Ionis from Greece.
Right on.
So.
What are we? 10 minutes into this, and I haven't even started drawing yet.
Caroline's on.
Hey, Caroline.
She says, hello, V, Aaron, Nick. Let's see.
I'm going to caricature this one a little bit.
Mariana Garcia says, I want to thank you for the offer in Mexico. Our national currency was really affected by the whole situation, and the discounts were literally a miracle for so many of us. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
You are welcome.
Looking forward to the animation workshop tomorrow.
That makes us very, very happy.
John Stevenson.
So this little part right here, you know, that little part that always makes eagles look angry and hawks. That's a little ridge over the eye to protect it from light getting too much glare. It's called the supraorbital ridge. That's right over the eye. I've known a lot about birds of prey and birds in general from a look standpoint over the years. But I've, as Vedanta can attest, I've spent the last week or so jamming my brain full of, you know, a lot of anatomy that I never knew the proper terms for, like the ridge over the eye. I never knew that it was called a supraorbital ridge.
But then there's also a circular thing around the eye that only birds have. What's that? Is that the?
Yeah, that's the cone. I can't remember the name of the bone, but it's a bone inside the eye, and it holds the eye in place. That's why birds of prey, fish, some lizards, and birds, they can't move their eyes. So those bones that sits inside the socket actually holds it in place.
Like a little donut. It's like a
but birds are birds of prey, whereas we only have 7 vertebrae in our neck. Birds of prey will have, I think, 9 to 14 or something like that, or maybe it's 14 or something. And that's why, like owls and a lot of other birds of prey have the ability to turn their heads so far around. They don't go around 360 degrees like some people think, but they do have an ability to go over 180.
Because they can't move their eye.
Because they can't move their eyes, so they have extra flexibility. If they want to look at something over here, they have to turn their head to look at it. If they want to look at something over here, they have to turn their head. They don't have the ability to kind of move their eyes in their socket.
Jim Jochette's just joined from our Sarasota trip.
All right, right on.
Awesome.
How's it going, E?
E? How's it going here, E?
I love this kind of pose that when the eagles kind of lean forward, they get that kind of pose. It's almost like a dragon. I love that.
It does look like a dragon in your reference photos. Like the shoulder of the wing or whatever. I'm not sure what's that called when the one that's pointing out to the head.
That's the wrist.
The wrist. Wow.
Yeah, that's actually the wrist of the bird. That's another thing I'll talk about. A lot of people don't understand how all that works with how a wing works, and it's really fascinating comparative anatomy. It's a lot of fun to figure out.
Heather Shepard just joined.
Heather Shepard
from LA.
I'm gonna my good friend Manny Curacao. He is he's a great falconer, and I'm gonna consult with him on a lot of this to make sure I'm being as accurate as possible. He doesn't know that yet. If he's watching, he just found out.
Leslie says hi from Miami.
Miami.
Miami. Miami. Hello from Kentucky, Amanda.
I want to get a nice pose here. I want to get a nice flow. I've got reference up that I've pulled from some of my other stuff, but I'm not using it directly. I'm making up my own pose. I just want to make sure I'm getting the anatomy right, the grouping of feathers in the back. And
John LaPlante.
John LaPlante.
Oh, is it LaPlante?
Yeah. Dad's Marshall, Dad Marshall's in the back right now, working. I have him building a shed while I'm sitting in here drawing pictures.
Well, really, we
can't
wants
stop him.
to build.
No,
he's like,
John knows that.
I'm building. I'm doing a deck. I'm making a shed.
He won't stop.
You can't stop him. You just
Yeah.
can't. Let's see. Dave Clayton just joined.
Dave Clayton.
Nessa from Nova Scotia.
Right on.
Caroline said this beautiful.
The Newfie, huh? Oh, that's Newfoundland.
Oh,
Nova
okay.
Scotia's different.
Caroline said it's beautiful and sunny in England.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she just put her horse in the new pasture. Nice. Nice. Adua from Arlington, Texas. Esther from Arizona.
There we go.
Lunatech says, currently enjoying your lighting course and really looking forward to your animation live stream tomorrow. Also very excited about your Birds of Prey course. Dave said, good evening, Alan. Alan.
Alan.
Alan.
Alan.
Alan.
Alan. Alan.
Alan.
Alan.
Alan.
So we're getting this guy in here, and I was talking about ospreys earlier. One of the cool things that ospreys can do, because they feed almost exclusively on fish, and is when they dive in, they go in like with their talons straight out in front of them, and they hit the water like a bullet, and but they have the ability to take their outer toe, and you know how usually a bird of prey has 3 toes in the front and a toe in the back. They have the ability to take that outer toe and turn it completely around, so they have 2 in the front, 2 in the back to better grip the fish. It's a pretty cool adaptation.
Martin Berger's wondering if they can pre-order the Birds of Prey course. Not yet.
No, we don't have that set up yet.
But soon, coming very soon. It's gonna be awesome.
And it's not going to be super expensive, so there's not really going to be any advantage by pre-ordering, I think, at this point. We're going to keep all our prices low throughout all of this, so don't worry. We're not going to make it big and pricey. I want to make sure you guys can get it. I'm really having a good time making it. I love when I do these how to draw animal courses, because it forces me to dive deep and really, there's stuff that I already know, but it really forces me to learn more, and I love that, because I come out having learned so much.
Good evening from Bulgaria, and I can't read the name because I don't read Bulgarian. But
good evening.
Mahina from Hawaii. People are still tuning in.
From Hawaii?
Yeah.
It's like 7:15 in the morning there.
Yeah. Early riser.
I'm not even reading questions. Sorry. Aaron, I'm taking... Oh, that's an old one. YouTube comment. I think you're missing kites. That's what it was. Thank you. I was missing kites.
Kites.
Yep. We've got a really cool kite here in Florida called
Did he Google that?
snail
I'm
kite.
just kidding.
Maybe.
Ooh, the snail kite.
Yeah, we got a snail kite. I actually did a painting for our a book. I'm part of an organization called Expedition Art, and we put out a book last year called Endangered. And I was able to do 4 images for the book, and one of the images I did was a snail kite, Everglades kite, endangered animal. So I'm kind of noodling this a little bit more than I need to. I want to make sure I'm getting these feathers kind of going in the right direction.
Martin Berger says, Aaron, I'm doing a new course. Everybody, shut up and take my money. Pretty much.
YouTube question. Since you're making a special course just for birds of prey instead of a general bird course, are the types so different from each other? Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I'm only going to be touching on, I really can only do 1 or 2 birds from each of the families or genuses, and I think it's families, and birds of prey. And so there's there's hundreds of species. There's 200 and some odd species of just owls. So, I mean, theoretically, I could do a course just on eagles, just on hawks, just on owls and all of that. But I wanted to do something more general on that, that area of birds of prey or accipiters.
Because I think family is birds.
Did I say vultures before?
You did. You said vultures and you said buzzards.
Yeah, so it was kites. Yeah. So, so yes, they're very different. And in the future, I'll be doing a course on waterfowl. I'll do a course on wading birds. I'll do a course on songbirds. And so, eventually, I'll cover all birds. That's saying that birds are all different. You know, are they really all that different? Is like saying, are mammals all that different? Yes, there's all kinds of different mammals.
Oh yeah, I think people are excited about the bird course. Definitely. He was saying they haven't really explored birds, but they're really excited about this one.
Well, birds. When I was a kid, the first animal I ever started to learn was waterfowl. By the time I was about 6, I knew almost all of my ducks in North America. So my father was a duck hunter, and he'd go out and he'd make his own decoys, and he'd go out in the fall and bring home ducks
Marshall air?
Marsha. And so I would, as a kid, I would sit in the garage as a little 6-year-old and go through all of his field guide books that he would use for his decoys. And so I had them all memorized, and I would draw them. By the time I was about 6, 7 years old, it was pretty cool.
Mahina Chung is asking, do you have a Wacom setup or settings you prefer?
As far as Wacom settings, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I definitely don't use the touch. I don't do that. I'm not crazy about it.
You like to use your pen.
And Wacom, we are going to be doing. I'm in the middle of talking with them right now, but we are going to be doing some Wacom sponsored live streams coming down the road. So stay tuned for that. And also, I want to mention again the sale in case you're just coming in. We've got this. We've just slashed everything way down on our website because of COVID-19, and I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of it, and can get in there. And
another person saying thank you so much for your discounted courses. Picked up a few that I've had my eye on for a while and haven't been able to afford them, and this has been amazing to get them.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people are like, "Hey, how can you do that for so cheap?" And first of all, it's not. I mean, we want to do stuff for you guys, and our whole mission is to make affordable lessons for everybody. But also, I mean, it's not totally non-self-serving. I know that it builds loyalty. I mean, if you treat your people right, then they come back, and that's kind of what we want to be able to do. And to me, it's doing the right thing, but it's also good business. And we just wanted I want to make sure that we're doing right by you guys, because everyone has done right by us too. By the way, for the last 5 years, and really supported us.
I don't want to skip any questions. Someone's asking me what my favorite dinosaur is. Do you have a favorite dinosaur?
I love Triceratops.
Really?
I do.
Oh, see, I like a pterodactyl or anything that flies.
Yeah.
I think is cool.
The size of them was always cool.
Someone says caged birds ? What I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure.
I mean, anything can be caged, right? So
yeah, I
you
think
did think about
like
songbirds, though. You thought about. Didn't you say something about doing songbirds, maybe?
Yeah.
Are you going to do anything with bats?
Bats? Never thought about it, to be honest with you. Is that someone wanting a course on bats?
Rose Anderson just wondered, are you going to do something with bats?
To be honest with you, I don't know that that's something that a lot of people would buy. There might be a few here and there, like yourself. But we might do something like that down the road, sure.
Let's see. Leonardo says, Leandro, sorry, says, I swear I read Painting a Bald Beagle, and I thought, poor dog.
So the feathers, some of the obvious things that, bald eagles are not bald, obviously. They have white feathers that make them look like they're bald. And these feathers kind of lay in a very specific way. And they're a very, very specific shape. They're very kind of long and pointed. Hey, Aaron, YouTube question. How do you keep lions and other cats with muzzles from looking like they're always smiling? How do I do that? Well,
Debbie Calderon has joined.
let's see. If
Hey,
we
Debbie.
draw a big cat, let's draw a big cat. Let me draw this a little bigger. Whoops, come on. There we go. So here we go. If we draw a big cat, let's think about the anatomy. The eye socket's in here, right? So we got an eye. It comes down right here, like so. There's the eye socket. There's the nasal opening for the nose. Here's the actual nose. So they do have a muzzle, yes. And that, first of all, you want to make sure that that head goes this direction, and then we have a break so the nose comes down that way. And then we have the nose that comes down. Now, you got to remember, there's a cheekbone here, right under there, and that kind of feeds down to, especially with really big cats, to this dark lip down here, which comes down to some fur here, like so. Actually, there's going to be a little bit of a dark there. So if you drop this muzzle down low enough and get that lip like this, first of all, you're not bringing this way up, so it shouldn't look like they're smiling at that point. And then you've got fur that comes in here. This is all muscle, like that. Fur here. Like so. So actually I made that muzzle just a little bit short. For a lion, it would be down around here like so. Right about there. So for me, if you know the anatomy, if you study that anatomy a lot, then you won't have the issue of them looking like they're smiling. And you can get you can get them in a lot of different positions. We can, let's say we knock that back a little bit. And you can even, get that mouth way open as well. I'm not going to do it. I'm getting sidetracked. But go ahead.
Would you do a hoofed animal course like moose, elk, deer?
Yes, we have actually plans on doing that.
Because they say they know you've got the horse one, but
yes,
yeah, the wild.
But ungulates, we will be doing ungulates.
Hello from the Amazon in Brazil, Lisa Campbell.
Right on.
Nice. Okay, so we've got a question. Josie has a question about watercolor paper. I know the Arches is a nice brand that you use, but is there a cheaper, still good brand that you like?
No.
What are the cons to the cheaper paper?
The cons to cheaper paper is the paper starts to fall apart when you really load it with a lot of water. If you want to do good art, you got to use the best quality. As far as I feel, there's certain things you can't scrimp on. You can't scrimp on your paint, and you can't scrimp on the surface that you're painting it on. For watercolor, like if you want to do oil, you can paint on board and all kinds of things as long as you seal it. But as far as watercolor goes, you need a great paper to handle that water. And so Arches for me is the best. When you get into the cheap paper, it really starts to fall apart. It will get dark areas in it. It will get muddled. A lot of different things will happen to it. And it's just no bueno.
Adam Myers says, "Where's all your hair?"
Oh, so those of you that haven't seen my haircut.
Since last week.
I cut my hair, 2 weeks ago. Just cut it off. I got tired of it. Well, we were in quarantine. I just got bored. It's like, hey, let's cut my hair. So we did.
Letizia Sacchi just joined. Awesome. I believe she's in Italy, I think. So, could you please do a tutorial on how to draw animal fur, especially lions and bears? I mean the charcoal or graphite, not digitally.
Sure. I kind of go over that. So you're worried about the medium. It sounds like, because I do cover that in my courses.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you have YouTube videos, even in your charcoal, when you do a tiger or a lion, you're showing how to do.
Yeah,
fur.
I've got free YouTube tutorials where I go over fur traditionally. I have a charcoal course where we do a lion, and that's all done traditionally. So I'm just really just laying in local color. I'm going to change this yellow inside the mouth, so don't freak out.
Are your videos not in 1080p? I don't know what that means. I'm not a techie.
Yes, all my videos are in 1080.
Oh.
We're going to start shooting the Birds of Prey course will be our first course that will actually be in 4K.
Are the live streams not though?
No, the live streams are not. We can't transmit that high definition.
Oh, because they want to see how what brushes you're using and how you're blending colors.
Oh, can't do that. Sorry.
Which course explains the technique? Do you have a course that explains the technique and that is in 1080, like one of your courses? Of picking brushes and blending and stuff?
For
digital.
For digital, yeah. I have a digital painting course.
Oh wow, okay, and
Yeah.
that is in 1080. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mahina. And I think if you have any technical questions like that, if you go over to Create Your Art Teacher and send them a little note, you'll be able to explain stuff a little bit better. I know I'm not really the techie side.
Do you have any advice on drawing the feather texture? Well, you'll see when we get in there. When I get in here, I used to draw every feather, when I was a younger artist, but that's not my technique anymore. And you'll see, I keep it loose. I still try to make it feel like they're feathers, but I keep it a little bit looser.
And I know we just said that someone's asking for the best paper for watercolor, and it is Arches, right?
That's what I like to use, and I like to buy blocks, which they're sealed all the way around, so you don't have to worry about taping it down. Do I have one up there? A block?
Yes.
Just hand me a block.
You want me to put you on full video? Webcam. Oops.
I'll put it on this one. This set cam. Is that up there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is what I use as Arches. And there's all different sizes. I've got lots of different sizes. I literally have, I don't know, 50 or 100 blocks that we order, we order mass amounts. And it's sealed all the way around. If you look at the edge, you can see that it's sealed all the way around, so that when you get it wet, it doesn't buckle as badly. And this happens to be cold press, which has a texture to it. If I hold, you might be able to see the texture like that when I hold it to the light.
Yep.
And this is kind of medium texture. There's another cold press that's extra rough that I actually prefer. It has an orange cover on it. But then there's hot press as well, which is completely smooth, and you can do ink drawing and watercolor that way. But this is not cheap, but it really takes the watercolor very well. It's what, if you look over here, I've got piles and piles of watercolors that I go out on location when we teach our classes, all of that. And this paper will always hold up, always. And it's the best that I've found. So there you go. The more you know. So there we go. So I'm just, once again, still just doing local color. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. Caroline's suggesting Bockingford 100% rag. Have you ever heard of that?
No,
brand?
and that's the other thing
she said
too.
that isn't bad.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good paper out there. I just when I find one that I like, I just stick to it. And so I've always used that. And there is other paper out there, I just don't want to say because I don't know.
What about watercolor paint? You usually use Winsor and Newton?
Winsor Newton.
Winsor Newton.
Yep. Winsor Newton. Always. The force will be with you. Always. Bum, 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 bum,
Oh, people's talking about Tiger King.
No more Tiger King. I don't want to hear it. I'm so tired of freaking Tiger King.
I like started rewatching it, and he's like, "What? What? Why? Why?"
It's trash.
It's
trash.
a train wreck that you just yeah. Anyway, but hey, all you cats and kittens out there. Oh, she's gonna sue me now. Watch.
What?
I'm saying that. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Someone's saying, okay, Caleb Henry, fact. Bald eagles have bald in their names, which originated from an Old English word, piebald, which means white-headed.
Well, there you go.
Did not know that.
Did you know, here in Florida, we have more nesting pairs, or more bald eagles, basically, than any of the other states in the lower 48. Alaska has more. But as far as the lower 48, Florida has the most.
Bald eagles?
Bald eagles, yeah.
Wow.
And that's true because, I mean, you see them everywhere.
I've got another person, James Lutz, asking about the pre-sales for birds of prey. And the answer is that it's not going to warrant being discounted because it's going to be offered at a really great price.
Yeah, I don't think there's a need to really do any pre-sales. So it'll be, you can buy it when it's ready.
And it's, probably, a couple more weeks before it's out.
Yeah. I'm going to try to have it out by mid-May. Got a lot of birds to cover.
Someone's asking what broadcasting system you use to go out to Facebook and Twitch and everything at the same time. Is that OBS?
OBS.
Well, OBS.
OBS.
OBS. Which stands for something.
Yeah, Dustin knows. It's,
Nick knows.
Open
Nick, do the thing.
Open broadcast. I don't know.
Open broadcasting systems?
I don't know. What do you think about Sergio Pablo's Klaus and the return of 2D feature animation? I think it's a godsend. I love Sergio Pablos. I think he's a genius. I've known him for years, and I'm so happy and proud of him. And I just am so in awe of everything that those guys have done over there, guys and gals. And I just think it's awesome.
I love it.
And the return of 2D is obviously wonderful.
And the innovation in their lighting is incredible.
It really, really is.
We actually got to meet the crew, which was so great at CTN this past year.
Yeah.
The Klaus crew, and hung out with everybody for a minute, so it was neat.
Hey, YouTube question. Hey, Aaron, I really feel like my art is too bad to work in future as an animator. I'm 16. Would be nice to see art from you when you were 16. I am dreaming about becoming an animator. Look, hey, Mr. 16 or Miss 16-year-old, you're 16. You've got a lot to learn. I don't draw nearly, when I was 16, I struggled just like anybody else. So don't, that's one of the things that bothers me that I see in the younger people today is they want everything to happen now. And it's, art and drawing is something that it's one of the few things that you only get better at by taking years of practice. If you want to be a great soccer player, you can't go into the majors, into professional league soccer playing when you're 16. Maybe there might be some phenom out there, I don't know. But it takes years of training, and you got to do it. And it's the same with art and animation. If you want to be a good animator, then you got to train. You got to practice, and it will take time. But you'll get better.
Ronnie Urs says, "Thank you so much. I actually watched the mountain lion and the lion done with charcoal. Found it very helpful, and I've bought 3 courses I'm about to get started on."
All right, thank you.
Very cool. And Red Brock, I want to read one more. It says, I worked in a zoo with falconry specialists. They offered me to make a giant poster for the shop with eagles and owls. I learned so much thanks to you and your streams. I felt much more confident to achieve it. I understand my mistakes, and so I brought 15 of your courses on the store. Thanks.
15?
Yes, that's what he says. Thanks to your offer for containment. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Load up, baby.
Jeez, I was like, I didn't even read that part before I started reading it. 15. Well, thanks, man. Red Brock. That's a cool name. I'm
Yeah,
Red.
it is.
Red Brock. Caroline saying anybody in the UK should check out Ken Bromley Art Supplies because they always have Arches paper
Oh, cool.
at a great price.
YouTube question. Greetings from Georgia. I recently took Troy Gustafson's Principles of 2D Animation class at SCAD. He mentioned he worked with you at Disney as an effects animator. Just wonder if you remember Troy. No, that guy, I keep hearing about this Troy Gustafson guy at SCAD. It's a lie. He keeps saying he knows me, but that's not true. No, of course we know each other. He's a cool dude.
He's lying. He's lying. Lying like a lion.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy.
Is there a Procreate brush you use that's similar to the default brush on Photoshop? Well, you don't use the default brush on Photoshop.
I don't use any default brushes on all the brushes I use here are my own. So
and that you offer them on the site too, right? As far as like your sketching brush and your painting brush and the number 7 brush.
Oh yeah.
Ones everyone always asks about.
Oh, Nick says, what about the other part of the question? What would be nice to see art from you when you were 16? Yeah, sorry about that. I don't have any art from when I was 16.
What about the giant painting of your face? Where's that? That wasn't 16 though. You were in college.
I was
when
in
you
college.
did that, right?
Yeah. My house. When I was 17, our house burnt down, and I lost all my art.
Hey, what about the one that you did with the alphabet, the zebra? When was that?
That was college.
How old were you then? Like 18?
Yeah, 19, something like that.
I can go grab that one.
No, don't.
It's cool. You won an award.
I won a major award.
I won a major award.
Oh, come on.
Erica's saying Jerry's Artorama and Blick are
Yeah.
the best places to get watercolor blocks. They're really good price.
Yeah, Blick. I order everything through Blick. I also love Jerry's Artorama a lot. They had one down in West Palm Beach when I used to live down there in South Florida.
Wafa Bassini says, which software do you recommend for 2D animation? I'm
TV
starting with
TV
TV
Paint.
Paint. Okay,
Yeah.
you're starting with TV Paint, but I wonder which one do you find better or your advice for beginners? Nope, TV Paint, right?
Yep, I'm exclusive to TV Paint.
Some people will use like Toon Boom.
Toon Boom, yeah, Toon Boom's another good one, but I've never used it, so I don't really have anything to say about it.
And isn't there like a new Calipeg or something coming out?
Well, Calipeg is for it's an app.
Oh, it's an app. Okay.
Yeah, Calipeg is for iPad.
And that's like brand new, right?
Yep, they just came out. But Calipeg might be kind of fun if you have an iPad.
Because I like animation apps. They're I would never tried it on a.
Well,
Wacom,
Procreate
but-
has animation on their app, and I think it works pretty well.
Oh, cool.
Twitch question. I've been struggling with finding good references for animal poses. Do you have any good advice, or maybe a good to recommend, or even tips? A lot of times when you're having trouble with poses, it's because you don't understand the anatomy to begin with. So really get in there and make sure you understand that anatomy. And there's a lot of work to be done in that. And the more you understand it, the better off you're going to be.
Martin Berger is funny. He tunes in every live stream. He says, the Eagle's shouting, Dustin, you're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired. You're just saying that because you're my buddy, Martin. Nice eagle. Another person, what happened to your hair? Well,
Well,
it's not there, is it?
I went, and it just all sucked into my head.
Actually, I kept some of it and made a voodoo doll. So.
Yeah.
Any updates on Snow Bear?
Nope, no updates on Snow Bear. I put it aside to do other stuff for a while. So I'm hoping once I get through some of these courses, I'm going to be able to get back to Snow Bear, and we'll crank. 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 Okay, there we go, there we go. So I want him kind of coming out of the shadows. I'm going to knock that sketchiness of that drawing way back. There we go. There
Catherine
we go.
Kernu says, thank you, love the live sessions. I love this style of drawing. I am a beginner and don't have my own style yet. Is there a way that I can get my own style?
Yep. There's absolutely a way for you to get your own style. Draw a lot, and your style will emerge. Nobody sets out to create their own style. It just happens.
Interpreting what you see, how you see it. It's
Yep,
it's
I
unique.
never-
It becomes unique.
Yep, I never set out to create my own style. Your style is a result of being influenced by other artists, seeing the world uniquely in the way that you see it, the way you want to express it. And so your style, no matter, even if you feel like you don't have one, trust me, you do. And it will emerge. Trying to get these shadow shapes in here just right.
Somebody's asking, how are you doing in California? I don't know if that's for us, but we're not in California.
Well, we're not in California.
We're in Florida. Sunny, beautiful, tropical Florida.
There we go. Got an itchy nose.
Anya Bach says, hi from Norway.
Hello.
After having watched your course on hidden creatures in the forest, I love those images. I went for a walk today in the woods. I got so inspired on the natural nature around me. Actually found a beaver skull. Got some great reference material. You're very inspiring. Thank you.
Oh, that's super cool.
I do like finding.
From Norway?
Yes.
Man,
Yeah.
they are the culturally they are the king and queen of hidden creatures and all that kind of stuff.
It's like fairy forests.
Yes.
All the little, oh, yeah, beautiful. Oh, Manny just joined.
Manny!
Manny!
So, Manny, I told everybody that you don't know it yet, but as I'm doing this Birds of Prey course, you're gonna be my quality control, so I need you to kind of approve it before it goes out. And I'll probably be coming to you with questions. Because it's funny, as I sit here and I draw these birds, I'm thinking, okay, am I doing it right? Would Manny approve of this? Is this, it's funny. So sorry, pal, you've just been, you're going to be my consultant.
I have someone, and they may be not familiar with you. They're wondering what is your main source of income, like what your job is, and it's basically teaching, right?
My job is what you see. I teach, and people come to a website that Nick and I have created, and I went from I was an animator and a director at Disney for 21 years, and I left that to pursue just teaching and trying to spread the word and make it affordable for everybody. And that's what I've been doing for the last 6 years. And so now, yeah, I teach. And it's pretty darn cool.
Would you ever do courses on 2D animation like fire, water,
Yes, actually,
fire, snow, ember?
Yes, and we have an effects course that we're in the works trying to get a good friend of mine who's an amazing effects animator from Disney. We haven't gotten the deal pulled together yet, so we're still working on it. but we will be having an effects course coming down the road. So stay tuned. It'll be a couple months, but it's going to happen.
Is there such thing as animating in Photoshop?
Yeah, but I don't know how to do it. It's not too intuitive. Photoshop is not made for the kind of animation that people like for character animation the way that I do it. It's just not made for that.
And
so I don't bother with it.
do you have a Procreate brush pack?
Yeah, well, I've got a lot of our brushes will work in Procreate.
Oh, they can be used in Procreate as well as Photoshop, even though they're labeled like Photoshop brushes.
Yes.
Okay. And Tim Hodge is here.
Timmy, that was a nice poo.
Timmy! 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 I won't say the joke.
Hey Timmy, when we first got on, we thought when we heard that you were drawing poo, we thought you meant poop, and then we saw what you were drawing, and then we were right. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We just wanted to give
I'm
you a
just
ribbing.
ribbing Timmy. No, Timmy's awesome.
We love you.
And Tim, if you guys go over to Tim Hodge's fan page, and is it every day?
He's been doing it every weekday.
Do you draw every day? But Timmy does a Tim. Sorry, I keep calling him Tim. Tim and I worked for years together at Disney, and we've been good friends for a long time. So I can rib him like that. But
he's done Ariel and Princess and the Frog.
yeah, he's doing some really fun
on paper drawing them.
Live streams drawing Disney characters, and they're awesome. So you guys should check him out.
Yeah, sign up for his notifications.
Tim Hodge
fan page.
Yeah.
Because I get notifications every time he goes live, and I just tune in. It's really cool.
And he's a beekeeper. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, he brought us honey. Yeah. And doesn't he make alcohol, wine, or whiskey or something?
Mead.
Delicious. Somebody, Angela Martinez, and I don't know if how true this is, because it's Travis, but just kidding. Oh yeah, Travis. It says Travis mentioned you were going to do a Calabeg stream on his stream. A Calabeg with him on his stream.
I don't. Maybe I think I said something about that. But we could have been talking about it when I was
had a drink in your hand and distracted.
At like midnight, because that's when he usually talks to
Manny
me.
says Dustin sounds super feminine today. No, I'm just really good at voices.
That's right.
Me, Dustin.
Yeah.
Really good.
All right, I want to go darker. Let's do that.
Someone's asking about the animation live stream. Is it free for Patreons?
I think it is. For the Patreon people that sign up for that part of it, for the live stream part, I think we are doing it free for Patreon.
Okay, so you just message
I think
Nick.
So. Nick, tell me if I'm wrong. Have I drawn an Okapi before? No, I've never drawn an Okapi, but I've seen them. Pretty awesome animal. Diego on YouTube asks, is there a particular reason why you don't use pure black? Pure black flattens out an image for me. And so it kills the color.
Stephanie says, I love watching your work. This is the best thing ever. Thanks, Stephanie.
Nick says, but we are also developing a number of projects, so stay tuned. Yes.
For Patreon?
Yes.
Okay. Demetrius says he's curious to know if you have any advice on how to improve on creating better shapes.
I don't know. That's an awfully broad question. How to draw better shapes. I don't know how to answer that.
Well, the Wacom will do it for you. In Photoshop, won't you just make a circle, make it a triangle?
So here I'm just creating some nice texture in the background. I got my brush really big, so it's lagging really bad right now.
Yeah, I'm behind on questions. There's so many. I don't want to miss any. I'm trying to get to everybody, so you know, guys. Okay, Scott.
Nick says it's free for Patreon at the right level. They have been sent the link. Okay.
Oh,
good.
awesome. Okay. Scott Tyrrell says hi from hi from Scott in England. My 11-year-old looked over my shoulder and asked me who you are. Told him you worked on Brother Bear and the John Lewis ad. I'm not sure when he's going to talk again or blink. He's just like mouth open.
Well, that John Lewis ad, that was one of the highlights of my career. I really enjoyed making that. It was a lot of fun. And I got to work with, a lot of my good friends from Disney that we had worked together, we had worked together for years. And then, that studio shut down. A lot of us, we lost touch with one another. But when that opportunity came about, we were able to get back together again.
Sal says he loves your drawings with Proco, and you make him very happy when you draw. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. I like drawing. I like to draw.
Rose is asking, is it cheating to animate on top of footage, like filming my dog and drawing on top?
No, I mean you'll learn stuff. That's called rotoscoping.
Rotoscoping.
That's called rotoscoping, and they've made whole movies like that. No, it's a whole kind of art form in itself.
It's not cheating; it's a technique.
It's a technique. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. So Sal Carriero says he thinks he means shape language for characters, learning shape language.
Yeah, I mean there's. I'm trying to think of how to explain. For me, I approach when I'm looking at characters. I approach them like if they're all separate on a different within the same film, but different characters. You want to make sure that they're all very distinct, and so I usually start with silhouettes because silhouettes will help you get through kind of figuring out those shapes. So maybe that's start doing that because then that will force you to look at the shapes overall and see how distinct they are, and then you can kind of work it from there. Sorry, that's a bad explanation, but I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing next here. I'm going to go in for some deeper darks now. Go a little bluer. No, I think I'm going to go warm. No, I'm going to go blue again, but I'm going to keep that. I'm going to do when I do my my reflected light. Then I'm going to go warm.
I love your acting for animation course and the others too. I took 2 years, but I've got all your animation and drawing tutorials.
Oh, right on. Wow. Well, Vedanta was in my acting for animation course. Vedanta was the bunny.
Memories. They can fill you up inside. Oh no, I forget it anyway.
Yeah.
It's memories. That was fun. That was the first time I've ever done that. So it was awesome. And I mean, you only made me cry once when we were recording that voice. No! Do it again!
If I'm not making little children or women cry, then I'm not doing my job. What a horrible man.
No, it was awesome. Actually, it was really cool. You're a good director.
I try to be.
You are.
Try to be clear. That's the key to good directing.
Were we supposed to mention something about like a new website that opened up?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's like a sketch to something.
Sketch to blatherate.
Anomalate.
So my brother, Travis Blazinski. My brother Travis Blaze. He's just opened up a new website, or started a new website, and he's got some really cool stuff going on. And you might want to go check it out. And it's Sketch to Animate, right?
Sketch to Animate.
Yeah, that's the website.
And if you sign up, you get his newsletter.
Yeah. Travis is a great animator, story artist.
And he does live streams and stuff on
Yep.
his page.
All really great stuff. So I'm getting some more detail in here.
Isaac Rico has a question: is affordable learning from an art animation school, or is it good to learn from the internet, like tutorials and Patreon, etc.?
It's really determined by you. Some people learn better in a classroom environment. Some people can do fine, just getting it off the internet. So that really comes down to you. I think the advantage of going to a school is being surrounded by like-minded people. I think that's a huge plus. But I also think schools have gotten insanely expensive, which is a huge negative. So it really does come down to what suits you the best. So right now I'm kind of adding the darker darks within the feathers here. And I'll clean up these edges. But one of the things I want to do, now that I've got this, we've got it kind of in a kind of a roughed in spot, I want to go in and indicate some of the feathers here.
Awesome.
And I'm just quickly sketching them in.
Demetrius is rephrasing his question about shapes. He's really talking about what's appealing to the eye, to avoid being stiff, and
well, then you're talking about good gesture and
flow.
you want good gesture and flow, but you also line of action. It's a lot of elements that come together. It's not any one element, and so you got to think about gesture. You got to think about fluidity. You've got to think about contrasting shapes. That if you have everything that's kind of the same size and the same type of shape, it's going to be boring. So think of it like music, because music, when music has contrasting rhythms and different instruments and things like that, it becomes much more interesting rather than just some mundane bump 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 kind of.
Or even
beat.
with the body, like an arm, the way you draw it, you've showed me before. It's like straight, then it's a curve, then it's a straight, then it's a curve.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's a lot of kind of finding. There's a lot of elements that go into it, and so it's hard to say everything. It's hard to answer the question in 2 minutes.
Where would it be in like one of your character design courses, or where do you talk?
Oh
about
yeah, it's definitely in
maybe?
my character design
Okay.
courses.
I was gonna say that's probably because it
I
talks
cover a
about
lot of it there.
line of action and composition. And all
I'm
that.
just going to throw in a few feathers here. I'm not going to throw in all of them because I really want this to go dark. Dark. Nick, David Coleman. If you guys are familiar with David Coleman, he's we're going to be doing a course together with him. He's going to be coming in with us, and David Coleman is really huge about shape language, and so that's going to be a big part of his course when he comes in.
Does he do the T-shirts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are really cool.
Yeah.
Very fluid in a lot of his.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. David's a great guy, amazing artist.
Eric Moore's wondering, is there any single piece of advice you could give on how to improve drawing animals from life, as it is often a struggle from how quickly they move around?
Yeah, that's the number one question I get, and the biggest piece of advice I can give you is know your animal, know the specific animal that you're going to draw. Try to brush up on its anatomy and understand how to draw it before you go out to draw it. When you're trying to draw an animal that you don't understand, then of course it's going to be difficult. And it just is. And so you need to get in there and kind of brush up on that animal's anatomy beforehand. And you can do that through Google or whatever, books. And then go in, and then you're going to find that you're going to be able to, once you understand that anatomy, you can draw it much more easily. You can see those poses and kind of remember them in your mind's eye and finish them out.
And this is more of a question from, I know eagle is a bird of prey, But isn't it also a scavenger?
Yeah, bald eagles are. Yeah. Now, scavenger isn't necessarily a family. If scavenger, I mean,
It's just
hyenas are scavengers.
it's like a
and-
behavior or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because they'll scavenge, they'll steal. You know, I think it was Ben Franklin didn't want the bald eagle. At least this is what I've heard. He didn't want the bald eagle as the United States kind of emblem because they're scavengers and they steal and all of that. He wanted the animal that, you know, and back, if you think about back in the colonial days, and you know when they're hunting and all of that, the bird that really kind of fascinated him and he thought was really kind of the icon of America. He wanted to have a turkey.
Yeah.
And wild turkeys are actually really smart animals.
Very smart. Frank Farrar says, Aaron, you have been a huge inspiration to me over the past few years, and I include you as one of my favorite all-time artists.
Thank you.
And thank you for all the great positive comments.
You are welcome. Thank you.
Very cool. Cool.
All right. YouTube question. Hello, and I just came to know about you recently, and I'm glad I found you. I love your detailed explanation in YouTube videos. Have you tried doing 3D animation? You know what? I have not. When I started to direct one of the films I was doing in California, I was trying to take it was going to be a CG film, and so I took some time to try to learn CG, but my schedule became so hectic I couldn't keep up with the classes. So I never really learned it, and I'd like to someday, maybe, but right now, I mean, I'm just so full of other stuff. So, but one day maybe. Whoops, I am on the wrong layer. Doggone it.
Oh,
Hate when I
Detlef
do
just
that.
joined.
Detlef!
T-Box. Detlef, awesome. Hey, Detlef. And Areli? I feel like that's a familiar name. I'm bad with names.
And you knew.
As far as remembering if I've met you by your name.
Remember.
Instead of putting your shopping carts away, you're going to start saying, wash your hands, don't touch your face, keep distance, stay at home. Thanks, Martin.
Martin!
Burger. All right.
YouTube question. Aaron, have you ever tried sketching / painting a Pokemon? And if so, what was it? No.
That was a little after his time.
It was, but no, but Dustin was really into Pokemon when he was a kid.
He still likes Pokemon.
Oh yeah, and I can't remember if I had done any Pokemon for him or not. He was really into the cards, and that's what they looked like to him, so I never really had to draw them.
Well, I'm pretty sure Nick and Steve both play Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I swear. We were at the Sarasota event, everyone's painting, and they're over there like this. They're like, I'm battling a Pokemon on their phones. Battling. Oh, Travis is on. He says, hello, V. He didn't say hi to you, so he just said hi, V. Hey, Travis.
Hello, Travis.
Travis. Ken Tindlin says you look younger with your hair, and so does your son.
Oh, right on. All right, I got a big one here. Twitch question. It's amazing to have you with us, Aaron. We all appreciate what you do. I imagine it was both exhilarating and stressful working full-time at Disney, specifically while you were directing Brother Bear, when balancing family life and working in a fast-paced environment. Did you face any difficulties? How did you overcome them? You know, one of my biggest difficulties was when I became a director, I didn't realize there was a lot of aspects of the job that I just didn't know that I didn't know. And so I tell this story a lot, but excuse me, I really didn't know story, and I really had to teach myself I love telling this a good story, and I could kind of construct the story, but I didn't know the rules of story construction, and the rules of unfolding a story and how to pace a story and all of that. You know, I had Brother Bear and the tone of it and everything in my head, and the way and the emotion that I wanted it to have, but I didn't know how to achieve that. And so, and it was very stressful because I put a lot of weight on myself, knowing that I was directing a film that people were looking to me to know what the heck I was doing, when in fact I was really struggling at that. So that was really difficult. And but I worked at it. I read every book. I took every class I could take, and eventually came out the other side okay. And I always called Brother Bear my 6-year filmmaking school, because I really learned how to make a movie while I made a movie. And so then we came out of it, and by the time I finished Brother Bear, I was ready to make another movie. I was ready to make a movie, put it that way. And the funny thing is, after I did that, I ended up leaving Disney and never made another movie. I would love to at some point, but I haven't found the right offer. I've been offered about 9 different films over the last several years, but just haven't found one that I want to make. I haven't found one that entices me enough to get away from what I'm doing like now with you guys, because I really love doing this. And so it's going to take a lot to get me away to go make a movie, other than making like Snow Bear.
In your Birds of Prey course, you gonna cover Harley Quinn?
No, everyone keeps making that joke. No.
Sorry.
No.
No. It's just a funny coincidence. And then see, Travis and Dustin are both saying that they said hello earlier, and I ignored them, but I didn't see them. They're thinking I'm not, guys.
Gee, Dustin does that all the time and doesn't realize it.
No, I literally am trying to get every single comment, and if I miss them, it was absolutely on accident. It was not on purpose.
No, it wasn't.
It was not on purpose. I didn't even know Dustin was tuning in. Here we go. What is he? Dustin. Wow. Yeah. Sorry, guys. And actually, I only get comments. All my comments disappeared. Weird.
Time to flop it. It's getting a little bored there.
I think Dustin and Travis are getting a little sensitive. They're getting a little sensitive.
Oh, did you hurt your little feelings?
Aw. Dustin's like, that's the last time I go on vacation. Oh, Anna Pascal says, I love Brother Bear. It's one of my top Disney movies.
Oh, thank you.
Travis says, I will say it again. I love my brother so much and such a huge fan. Heart smiley face.
That is nothing but pure dripping sarcasm right there.
So, he put so much.
Yeah.
Like 3 O's. You know he's being sarcastic. Rescuers Down Under. Did you work on that?
I did. That was the first feature
That's
I
right.
ever worked on as an animator.
Someone's saying that's their favorite Disney movie ever.
Well, I worked on it. I didn't do anything major on it, but I worked on it.
Manny says, I will say it again, I love Aaron too. And he's gonna take you on a date for $100.
For $100.
$100. Me and you and $100. Melissa Spearman.
Me and you and a dog named Blue.
Melissa Spearman says, hello, Mr. Blaze. I'm a big fan of your work, and I really like drawing classes and brushes that you offer on your website. Your tip on animal caricature is especially helpful. Are you thinking about creating any more video courses in the future for other kinds of animals like birds, rodents, fish, aquatic mammals, reptiles, etc., mythical creatures, dragons?
Well, we've got a mythical creatures coming out with I think it's geared toward more younger viewers with Tim Hodge. That's coming out. I'm doing a Birds of Prey course. That's why I'm doing a bald eagle today. to promote our Birds of Prey course coming up.
You do have forest creatures, which is kind of mythical.
Yeah,
it's like hidden creatures.
Hidden creatures is kind of my take on hidden creatures of the forest.
But you don't have anything on reptiles yet, do you?
No, nothing on reptiles. I do plan on doing something on reptiles. Reptiles are not my strength, and so I'll have to do a lot of it. I got to educate myself.
Don Higgins, you familiar?
No.
Okay. Well, they said they start doing their own quarantine live streams, and they give you a big shout out.
Oh, thanks.
As someone they admire on many levels, I hope it sends traffic your way. Thanks, Don.
Thank you. That's pretty awesome. Neil on YouTube says, "Hi from the UK. At 50 years old, I just came across your videos around 4 months ago. I was never into art till I saw your videos and vids, and you have cost me a fortune. iPad Pro and pen." Sorry, I kind of stumbled through that.
Oh, Keith Chamberlain said, "Did you get to meet Phil Collins as director of Brother Bear?" Well, actually.
Say that again?
Did you get to meet Phil Collins when you directed Brother Bear?
I worked with him for 4 years. We worked together for 4 years. So we talked to each other every week. We had video conferences twice a week. He would come into the States every once in a while, and he'd come into the studio. We would work. He'd call me at home to go over lyrics for songs that we were writing. We worked very closely together. He was very collaborative, which was great. So he wanted to be treated like part of the crew. So he would come in and we would discuss story points and things like that for when he was writing the songs. And then he lives in Geneva, Switzerland. And so then when he would fly back home, he would start writing, and he'd call me at home, or we would set up a video call at Disney, so that my co-director Bob and myself and Chuck, our producer, could talk with them and go over the music, and so we worked very closely. And then one of the coolest experiences I ever had was while we were making the film, I had to go to Switzerland to record Tina Turner, who was doing the opening of the movie, and so Phil came to that as well because he wrote the song, and so it was Phil Collins and Tina Turner and myself, and I've just been huge fans ever since I was a kid, and those two were huge when I was in high school. They owned the radio at that time. So for me to be sitting there with my Phil Collins wrote, it was his song that was our prom song, "One More Night." And so here I was having lunch with two of my idols and making a movie with them. It was pretty darn cool, if I might say so myself.
Martin, suggesting you do gouache painting on your live stream after Easter?
Yes, I haven't done any gouache painting in a while, so I gotta shake off the dust. But yes, for sure. So Nick is saying that we're getting a lot of comments about asking nicely if I would draw a Pokemon in the future.
Please.
I've never drawn a Pokemon.
No, but you can create your own.
I was gonna say we should do I can maybe do my own version.
Like they give you suggestions.
To be honest with you guys, I know I'm being sacrilegious, but the designs of Pokemon just make my skin crawl. I just think they're so badly designed. I'm sorry. I know I'm in the minority there.
Well, maybe they could give you suggestions for a Pokemon, and you could create a new one.
Yeah.
You could create your own. That'd be cool.
Or do my version of an existing one or
exactly.
something.
And I don't even know. Are they like plant and animal mixes, or?
I don't know.
They represent.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you guys. It's something I probably should have done more with my son, but I just didn't. I was a bad father.
What's the difference between making a movie for national and international audiences? Are there certain things you need to take into consideration for the markets, or no? Maybe with distribution, but
With distribution there is, but some of the companies lately had started kind of altering some of the endings or some of the content depending on the culture that they were going into. You know, the Chinese market is a huge market now, and it has been for a few years. I shouldn't say now, and so several companies have gone in and altered. I think Pixar did it. Disney have kind of altered some of the content to not offend, I guess, or to better play for the culture in China, which I thought was interesting. Because I had never really heard of any studio doing that.
Yeah. Well, like in the new Mulan, aren't like most of the cast all Chinese, actually Chinese?
Oh yeah, well that's
That's something they've
that's
started
just,
to do.
Yeah, that's just good filmmaking. Yeah.
Even with Aladdin, they've got Middle Eastern actors, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. They're starting to try to be more true to, the actual culture. Ben Kett says, I always watch your artwork. I keep drawing and painting, and I always keep following.
Here's an old photo Nick just showed me.
Oh.
How do I get that down?
Drag
Nick?
it? Can you? Oh.
How do I get that photo?
Yo, you got it.
Oh. There it is.
You get it.
Oh, I just put it in as a layer. This is at the premiere. This is at the premiere of the movie in New York. That's Chuck Williams behind us, and there's Phil Collins on the left, and me and my little bobby haircut.
That super sexy one on the right.
Yeah.
Is Aaron.
But I can't remember what we were talking about, but this is one of the Getty photographs, publicity. But this is after we had made the movie and we were able to enjoy it. Phil came in and gave a little mini concert, and then we premiered the movie right there at the Lion King Theater in New York on Broadway. It was very cool experience.
Lauren Black just joined it.
Lauren Black.
I'm pretty sure she was in the England trip. I think. Maybe.
Well, I worked with the Lauren Black at Digital Domain. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's her then. Dustin saying, make a Pokemon
Hey, Lauren.
a bare body and a lion's mane. Dustin.
What?
Dustin wants you to do Pokemon.
Of course he does. I'll do it because you know what? I never did when he was young, and I should have.
Just for you. He wants a bear and a lion mix.
Okay. Actually, that's what we'll do on our next live stream. I'll have Dustin dictate the Pokemon that we make.
But they're like small little consolidated creatures. They're not, they're like ball shaped or whatever, right? They are.
Not all of them. You're ball shaped.
You're ball shaped. Roundish. I am. Sorry. I'm working on it.
Oh, stop it.
What advice would you give someone wanting to work as a freelance artist? So many of my friends and family don't seem to think it's a real job. Tell me that I should get a real job. I decided to quit my last job after saving some money and wanted to focus on something I actually enjoy.
Well,
advice.
The advice I would give you is that you're not going to be making money right away if you're just diving in, so you might want to have money saved up.
Which she said she did.
Good, because that's what I did when I left Disney. But I can tell you, being an artist, being a freelance artist, is not a hobby. It's a real job. So you can tell your parents and family and all their friends, or they tell you that I said so. And I'll stick to that.
But it's
I really get angry with those comments.
But as a real job, it's something you have to put the time in. You got to put
so
your 8-hour days in.
that brings me to my next thing is, if you're going to argue with somebody about it being a real job, then you got to treat it like a real job. And I always have. I'm very passionate about what I do, and as you should be when you do it.
putting the time in, just like and then yeah, it's. I mean, you're in front of the computer or doing traditional stuff every day.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any day you don't draw, you don't paint.
Yeah. It's all about bettering yourself.
Would you do a course in animating effects?
Yes, we're so. This person probably didn't hear. We are in talks right now with one of my friends that was one of the top effects animators at Disney, and we're going to get him to do a course for us. We just haven't signed the deal yet, so it's not ready yet.
Mariana Garcia says you look like Bradley Cooper in that photo.
Yeah, that's what I get all the time. Yeah, I can see that.
I can.
Shut up.
I love you. Someone's asking me what my favorite Star Wars movie is. What's the one with Jabba the Hutt? Return of the Jedi? Or The Empire Strikes Back?
Return of the Jedi.
That's my favorite. What's yours? Although Rogue One was good. Rogue One was pretty awesome.
Probably.
And this last one?
I think that lower beak is too short. I think I screwed up.
The lower part?
Yeah, the lower mandible. It's got to be out here. I got to extend that. Probably Empire Strikes Back. Actually, Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One. And the new one that came out was really good. I was surprised how good it was. I really liked it. I mean, especially because Princess Leia died.
Don't say that's a spoiler.
No, come on.
Well?
I mean, it's been long enough, hasn't it?
You're trying. Yeah, I guess.
Hey, you get 6 months and then it's free for all. Frankie Bay says hello. He's joining in. Awesome.
Hey man, Frankie. We were just talking about you guys the other night, weren't we?
I think
we were sitting around the fire, saying how cool we thought you guys were.
Yeah, because Marshall was like, "Oh yeah,
yeah,
they're awesome." That's true, they are. Erica and Frankie Bay. Someone, Pitao Yin, sorry if I messed that up, wants you to do your version of Gojira. Godira? No? Godzilla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that, actually.
You can do like on the tiny cityscape underneath him.
Yeah.
You know? John Stevenson says he's been freelancing for 10 years and his mom still asks him when he's getting a real job.
Yeah. I hate that. I was lucky. I had family that really understood. They were all artists and they got it. I was very lucky in that way.
Emma Couture just joined. I believe she's in Australia. Is that right? Emma,
yes.
she's doing some awesome
Oh man,
illustrations.
that leopard image that she posted was really cool. Don't rush it, baby. Don't rush it. That's about how long that beak should be. So now I got to get in here. Here.
When you left Disney, how did Walt Disney react? Sorry, I know.
He blackballed me.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to go to any other studio. There we go. That's a little better. It's getting better all the time.
What's the ride that goes through and there's the little people going, bang, 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 you know?
It's a small world?
It's a small world after all. Yeah. He made you go through that like 100 times without stopping. They finally took that out though, right? A while ago?
I think they did, yeah.
It's gone forever. Detlef says the eagle makes him want to see Brother Bear again. Time to get out the old DVD.
Yeah, who's the eagle? Sitka. Sitka
Not
is the
Denahi?
eagle.
No, Sitka.
Oh, Denahi is not the eagle.
Dustin is answering photography questions on here. Great. Awesome. Listen to him. He knows what he's talking about.
He do.
He does the thing, you know?
Dustin, do the thing.
He's into the thing. The beak looks translucent and brilliant, says Gary Moore.
Well, actually, I'm struggling with the beak right now. I appreciate that, but right now, I'm not liking it. There's a certain feel that I'm going for, and I'm not getting it. And it's bothering me, kid. It's bothering me. Dion on YouTube says, in that photo, Aaron looks like the lead singer for Nickelback. Look at this photograph. I can't remember the melody. Look at this photograph. How's the melody go?
Come on, Nick. I'm just kidding. Tell us sing the melody.
Every time I look at it, it makes me laugh.
Arturo Garcia is wondering if Dustin's going to be here for the animation live stream. Which I don't think so.
No.
But he's going to come over and record some voices.
Yeah, we're going to do some voices. Actually, I need to get some richer yellows in
So
there.
his voice is going to be animated. But unfortunately, Arturo, you're going to be stuck with me tomorrow. I'll do my best for 6 hours. Try to get to everybody's questions.
Oh, this beak is driving me nuts.
And Dustin will be off vacation next week. We usually do a pretty good job of just having him come in the office in his own spot, and then so there's not really a lot of. We're still doing social distancing with the family, even.
Yeah, I haven't seen my daughter and my grandkids.
I know
for 3 weeks now.
But none of the kids have been over, and it's like
drives me nuts.
But soon, everything will be back to normal, hopefully.
All right. For Vedanta, some Pokemon are a mix of plant and animal. Some are based on animals with elemental powers, and some Pokemon are inanimate objects. Some are also based on ghosts. Well, there you go, Vedanta.
Nerd said what? Just said that's when you say what, Nick. Just kidding.
Nick says, making your own Pokemon doesn't count. That's just creature design, an animal mashup that you would do anyway. So let's give the Poke what they eat and pick one out of the realistic there. There's 1,000 to choose from. Okay.
Oh, so you're just going to make it a realistic version? Which would
yeah,
be cool.
I can do a realistic version.
Because they're like super flat images. It's like a
well, that's my point. I mean, I wouldn't make one up. I just kind of do just do a better version of what's been, or try to do a better version of what's been designed. That really sounded like big-headed of me, didn't it?
I'm sorry, what did you say? Just kidding. Yeah. Oh, Erica says she says you're awesome, Vedanta. She used my real name. That's weird. Vedanta.
There we go. That's a little better.
Do you ever get calls from people that you've worked with? They want to work with you again, like Phil Collins for Snow Bear?
No, nothing that big. No. But I'm going to be calling. I'm going to be calling a couple of people that I've worked with in the past to see if they would do some music.
The score. And,
yeah.
Yeah. I love the style of the Snow Bear. I know I've only seen a few scenes and like some storyboard stuff, but yeah.
Well, thank you, baby.
Love it.
Aaron, do you see many swallowtail kites in Osprey where you are? I saw a few while in Fort Myers, Florida in February. They're fun to watch. Yes, we see them all the time. And one of the things I love about swallowtail kites, because they winter in South America. When you see them here in Florida, that's the sign of summer is coming back, and I always like that.
Yeah,
so, and we just saw our first ones like a couple weeks ago.
And then there was like a group of like 3 or 4 up above our house.
Yeah, we had a whole family up above our house last week.
Cool. And ospreys are everywhere. They nest on bridges. I mean, they're everywhere here.
Ospreys are the second most distributed bird of prey in the world, the first being the peregrine falcon. You can find ospreys on every continent except Antarctica. Little piece of trivia for you.
Caroline says, yes, make a Pokemon just realistically, but she said that makes them look scary when they're done realistic.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. I mean, I think the movie had a few of them in it, where they made them kind of 3D.
Uh-huh.
But not necessarily realistic.
Pikachu?
I did watch the movie. I don't remember it, but I don't remember much of it. Pikachu. God bless you. Pikachu.
You know, I'm whistling ABBA.
Which one?
Take a chance on me.
Take a chance.
Take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, take a chance.
I had a little money in a rich man's world. I love ABBA.
We were listening to ABBA last night when
Yep.
we were sitting around the fire.
Yeah, once in a while I'll put on a song that nobody else likes, and they just sit there and bear it, and they're like, "Can we change this?" Like I put on Velvet Underground, they're like, "Nope."
I don't mind a little bit of Lou Reed. I don't, you know, I like all the stuff that everyone else likes of Lou Reed, like Take a Walk on the Wild Side.
Into my vein.
I know I'm in the minority on this, but I can't stand the Smiths.
See, I love the Smiths.
I know.
But and Morrissey and stuff, and you not a huge fan of like
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I know Stevie Ray Vaughan is a great musician, but I wouldn't choose to listen to that. Like, it's just, you know.
You mean soulful, heartfelt blues?
That's like long-winded, exacerbated runs. Yes, that's not. We just have, you know, different tastes in music. I like Sailing.
Sailing. Best song ever. Best song ever written.
I've always dreamed it could be. Yeah. I mean, that's your one of your favorite
jam.
songs. That's one of your favorite songs.
That eye is too big, but I'm just gonna roll with it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
Deal
do
with
this
that.
instead. Instead of making the eye smaller, I'm gonna make the head bigger.
I can deal with. I was a highwayman down the whole of Mexico. You know.
Yeah.
You can listen to them. We got some stuff in common as far as music. Erica says the eagle is looking gorgeous, beautiful.
A YouTube question: do you plan on creating the course about drawing dogs, like drawing any breeds of them? Yes, I think that one would be a big seller too. I think a lot of people would like that.
We talked about that a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, because I did my there was a drawing I did a while back called The Gang, and I just had a whole bunch of breeds of dogs in the same shot, and it was super popular. And so I'd like to do that as a course, and pick like maybe the 10 most common breeds or popular breeds. Of course, we'll have somebody that comes up and says, "Hey, you didn't do my breed. Can you add that one in there?"
You're not gonna be able to hit them all. It's
I
like the
won't be
birds
able
of
to.
prey. There's so many. You're gonna hit the groups, the bigger groups of them, but you can't hit every single species.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Burma Shave, the band?
Burma Shave?
Detlef is I'm saying it. I have no idea. I'm sure they're awesome. I'm gonna look them up now.
You're crazy, Detlef.
Miranda Garcia says something that I've always loved about Brother Bear is the music and the burial scene. To this day, it's still a very beautiful film.
The burial scene, yeah, I had that in my head. We worked it out together. There was a version of that I had in my head, and we stuck to it pretty good. And Chuck Williams and Bob and I really spent a long time working that out. But we wanted it to be very ceremonial, obviously ceremonial, but we wanted it to be very spiritual.
Jana Van Vlet has a question. I'm just going to start guessing what their voices sound like and reading the questions in their voice.
Okay.
When I hold down shift whilst drawing a line, it draws a perfectly straight line. But when I then draw a second line that way, it drags a ghost line between the second start and the first end.
Yes.
Can I make that stop?
I don't. I think you have to take your hand off shift and take the cursor. Take your hand off there. Take the cursor off, or the stylus off completely. Yeah, I run into that issue as well.
From the UK, she's probably not British at all, but. Marianne is suggesting you just hit long hair and short hair breeds. But, because you did wild canids already, remember?
Yeah.
The wolves, foxes, coyotes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was there.
You were? That's crazy. Remember?
Remember.
Remember that time?
Remember.
Oh, she's from the Netherlands. Sorry, the accent was way off then. Okay. Vliet. Janne van Vliet. That's a nice name. Janne van Vliet.
Yeah, that is nice.
Sounds very aristocratic.
Sounds very cool.
Janne van Vliet. Like she runs the Ministry of Magic or something. Janne van Vliet.
So Nick S on YouTube says, Aaron, I'm with you on the Smiths and Stevie Ray.
Hey, man. I knew that, though, Nick.
No, it's a different Nick. It's not Nick Birch, it's Nick S.
Oh. Because I thought Nick liked the Smiths.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
And if Steve's in his office, I know he likes the Smiths. We've talked about it. And we said anyone that doesn't shouldn't really have the right to do anything.
To exist?
Yeah, they shouldn't even, no. You don't like the Smiths, you just gave up your right to freedom and just kidding. I went too far.
To freedom.
Freedom and food and air and yeah. It's just you don't like it because it's whiny, right?
It's all whiny and it all sounds the same.
So does freaking Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, but see, you like the
whiny
Smiths,
and it
I like
sounds
Stevie Ray
the
Vaughan.
same.
First of all, Stevie Ray Vaughan is not whiny. There is nothing whiny
You're right,
about.
he's not whiny.
He's
I
a
give
badass
up. You're
man.
Right. And actually, I do like his music. I just like to give you a hard time.
I know. It's okay. I can take it right on the chin. Oh, Nick Birch also thinks the Smiths suck. That's funny.
Okay, go to your fridge, Nick. Find a carrot and suck on it. Okay, a carrot. It's my new insult to people. They're like, "What?" And make some soup. Okay, go make some soup. Hold on, does your wife know you don't like the Smiths, Nick? I think that's going to be a problem.
So bald eagles have this kind of lighter edge to the feathers, but I don't want it to be super, I don't want it to dominate the image.
So is the white part on the brown feathers from the light?
No,
or is it actually the coloring of the feathers?
It's the coloring of the feathers.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, the feather actually has a light edge to it.
And because it shows clearly its shape, right? The shape of each feather and how they overlay.
I just don't want to get into, I don't feel like drawing every feather, so I'm just going to let it kind of fade out.
Birds are the best.
They really are.
They really are. It's my spirit animal. Falcon. Oh. Edita Banash says, "Oh my god, I didn't know about the discounts up until now. I'm so pumped up. I love how long is this promotion gonna last?"
You know what? We it's definitely going to be a limited time. The promotion. Let me go back real quick and just mention it again because I think it's news for a lot of people. Nick and I, in response to the COVID-19 outbreak and people being stuck at home and losing their jobs, I know, here in the United States, all of a sudden we've had over 12 million jobless claims pop up, which is the worst in the history of our country. So that's bad to say the least. And so in response to that, we wanted to kind of make a gesture, and we've got one of the animation course we've got is completely free. You know, we're just going to give that away, which is actually one of our top selling courses as well. But we want people learning. We want people to have, you know, ammunition when they go back to work. You know, if you've learned something, maybe that'll help you. Maybe you know you're not going to be able to go back to school, and so we want you to be able to learn. And so we've got free courses, but we've also got courses marked down to $1. We've got courses that are, you know, half price, and we're going to keep it going that way indefinitely until, you know, it's not going to be forever, like I said, but we're going to just wait and see, and see how long we can stick it out.
Awesome. And there are links on the stream here on Facebook, and I'm sure they're on YouTube and the other platforms as well, to the website, and right to all the discounts.
So what I'm doing now is, you can see within the shadow area, I'm hitting some reflected light, and in that reflected light, I'm kind of hitting this kind of cool blue because it's reflecting back the sky, and here on the underside, it's reflecting back a bit more warmth because it's reflecting that light coming off the ground, and that's a lot of what you'll see with birds with lighter feathers, with white feathers and whatnot.
Detlef has a specific question for you, Aaron. When working in watercolor, how would you approach the lighter accents of the feathers you are drawing right now? I tried to lift the paint, but you lose sharp edges that way.
Let me show you.
I mean, you could always use gouache.
I have got, here's some of my photos. And I've got a watercolor I did.
Travis likes the Smiths. That's right, Travis. Did we just become best friends?
Alright, these are a bunch of sketches I did. Where's my bald eagle? Where is that? I might have to, oh, you know what? Let me try. Sorry, I'm jumping around here. I'm doing a search on my photos. And I've got a watercolor that I did of a bald eagle from a few years ago. I wanted to show you how I handled it. And it's not popping up. Doggone it. Oh, there it is. So here, I don't know if this helps you or not, but I just don't paint in the light areas, and just let that paper and just paint in the shadow areas. This one was a very rough kind of quick sketch, but this one I did this like 35 years ago, but for some reason it just popped in my head when you asked that question. But yeah, if you want it to be really bright, obviously you don't want to paint on it, and I'm telling you what you already know, but I'm just saying, the reason I'm saying it is because you'll never be able to get it scrubbed up and as white as it was beforehand. It'll never get there.
Those sketches from the peregrine? So?
Yeah, from the peregrine falcon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What about him?
He's just saying those sketches from the yeah. I think he likes them.
Oh yeah, thanks. I did those from life, actually. That was Jim Fowler, who was from Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, who's just recently passed away. He came in and gave us a lecture while we were working on Mulan, and he brought a falcon in, so we could, you know, get reference for that for the movie. It was very cool.
Eagle's looking very nice.
Thank you.
He doesn't look so happy.
Exactly.
He looks like he's serious. He's up to some serious business. Detlef says that your the painting you showed was crazy good. Crazy good.
You one thing I love about Detlef is how complimentary you are. You're a cool dude.
Well, he's also very humble.
I know, because Detlef is an awesome artist.
Yeah, check out
You
his
guys
stuff.
gotta check out his work because he's amazing.
I mean, he was at the watercolor class in Sarasota.
Yeah, he's an amazing artist.
Yeah, I actually bought one of his watercolors
I
from
love
the
how
class.
humble you are, Detlef. It's awesome.
Yeah, he's really talented. Absolutely gorgeous. The eye looks magnificent.
Well,
Eye does look pretty cool. You always do that the light glimmer and the shadow on the eyeball.
this eyeball.
This eyeball.
I'm gonna go a little darker with the shadow. Nick says Universal Studios just announced the parks are staying closed until at least May 31st. Wow, that's crazy.
It's another month and a half, huh?
Yeah. I bet Disney's going to be right in there with them.
Well, it's for the best.
Oh, it absolutely is.
All those huge gathering places are just not, conducive to flattening the curve.
Exactly. YouTube question: do you think learning to tattoo would hurt my chances of getting work as a concept artist? I'm only in middle school now, but I thought it'd be a way to fund art school. No, I don't think it would hurt you at all. I mean, I worked with people that were tattoo artists.
Art's art. Drawing's drawing. I mean, I think it's a great idea.
Matter of fact, the only tattoo I have, I got from a guy that he was a tattoo artist that Disney actually hired to come in and give a lecture on the art of tattooing.
You want to show it?
I don't know if you can see it.
Here,
very
let me do just webcam.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know how well you can see it.
I can see it really good.
But
you can see it's a portrait.
It's a portrait of my wife Karen, who passed away 12 years ago, and actually 13 years ago, and after she, right before she passed away, she said, "Keep on living. I love you all," and so it really struck me, obviously. And so I did a portrait of her in the style of her favorite artist, Alphonse Mucha. And then Zulu, who was the guy that came into the studio, I told him the whole story. And so he tattooed me at his home. So I actually went to his home and did that. And then, and we actually, we took some of her ashes and we mixed her ashes with the ink so that she's in there. So.
And that's the only tattoo you have.
That's the only tattoo I got.
Because they should mean something.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't have any. I always wanted one, but just never found anything that meant that much. Christine Jordan says she's laughing so hard because the eagle looks so fierce, but all she can hear is mine, mine, mine in her head. Mine. Seagull.
I'm getting hoarse. Horse as a course.
Mr. Ed?
Wilbur. Yeah, that feels a little better. That feels better. We're almost done, folks. How long have we been at this?
About 2 hours. It's 2:55.
3. Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah. Not bad at all.
I'm going to lose some edges, so I'm going to grab my dry brush. And just come along and sing a song.
Do you need a drink or something?
I
Ice water? Or?
think I'm okay. Thank you. So I'm just using this dry brush just to kind of lose some edges. I like to do that so it doesn't feel cut out. It also gives it a little bit of motion. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. And then I'm going to go back and add a little bit more warmth.
Drying up on questions.
That's okay.
Need a bit. Let you focus.
There we go.
Well, as soon as we're done, you know Marshall's going to try to put us to work back there. So.
Oh, I know. So I'm
Let's just take our
I'm
time.
gonna milk this as much as I can.
I pulled my shoulder or something. I'm gonna have to take a day off. Seriously. Carrying sheets of plywood the other day.
Yeah.
John O'Connor says, gorgeous. The bird is nice too.
Why, thank you. Oh, he's talking about you.
No, I'm not on screen. You are. They can't see me. They can't see my gorgeousness.
That's right.
Jeanne van Viet said, did Aaron already explain why the not so bald eagle is called the bald eagle? No, but someone else did. Because it comes from a word bald pie, which means white head. See, I remembered something.
You remembered.
I've remembered.
You remembered. There we go. So I'm just, I want that body to really kind of fade into the darkness. So I'm darkening the background so it doesn't contrast as much with the body. So it feels like he's really coming out of the light. Coming into the light, I should say. YouTube question. Hi, Aaron. I'm a colored pencil artist and I can't color over color like you do, like you are on this system. Do you suggest I review the entire video to follow it with a different medium? Thank you kindly. Yeah. Or just watch the whole thing, know where it's ending up, and then figure out how you would do that in colored pencil. Because I know exactly what you mean. And once you build up colored pencil to a certain place, you can't really build it up anymore.
You'd have to leave the white, right? Like the head of the white part of the head, you just have to leave.
No, you can use white pencil too, especially if you're working on a toned paper for colored pencil,
yeah.
which I really love doing. But yeah, it's hard to.
Different mediums, you have to use different techniques to get what you want.
Yeah.
Just like watercolor, you'd have to approach it completely different than what you've done here.
So I just jump all over the place and just grab different colors. All slightly, they're all in the same family, but just kind of slightly different. I want to go back to dark again.
No new comments.
That feels pretty good. What do you think, Mama?
I think it looks awesome. Yep. Focus right on that face.
That's the goal. And I think I need to get a little bit more of the blue. Just a touch.
Did you save it?
Oh no, I haven't saved it at all yet.
Oh, and I just remembered that. No one even reminded me. Come on, Martin. That's usually your job. Martin Berger. Marco Criscione. Regards from Italy. Regards from Italy. No. Now I'm just gonna. If I do accents, I'm just gonna seem not inappropriate.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's not. It's not gonna do me any favors.
You're not going to make any friends.
I'm not, and it's like I've always done voices. I never realized maybe that's not. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should stop.
There we go. So you can see I'm getting this blue kind of reflected light into the shadow, and it's starting to make it feel a little nicer. Yeah, that feels good.
Josie loves the Aaron Blaze shadows, as usual.
Thank you. Twitch question: for the potential dog course, would you consider doing a dog from each class of breed? Sport. Oh man, I'm drooling. Sport, hunting, herding, etc. Oh, that's interesting. I might, maybe. That's an interesting way of approaching it.
No, sorry. It's on a delay, so I just saw you spit on yourself.
Oh, what's a good medium that is affordable aside from plain pen and paper? I'm going through fine liners and Copic ink super fast, and my parents are over it. Charcoal. Charcoal's super cheap.
Yeah, you just go out into the fire pit out back.
Yep. Yeah, make a fire and then you can draw.
Burn some wood and then pick the wood and up and use it.
No, seriously, charcoal's a great medium. And I think it's $1. I think we have it for $1 on our course. On the website. I'm not trying to push it. I'm just saying, hey.
Did you save?
Oh, no, I haven't saved.
Did you put a grunge texture on yet? Just kidding.
No.
He still hasn't saved the grunge layer texture of Martin, so he'll just.
I actually haven't done a grunge layer in years.
A long time.
I haven't done that in a long time.
Not years, but it's like you would never exaggerate in a million years. So.
Not in a million years would I ever exaggerate.
Mitchell McCloskey says, I really enjoyed watching it. It looks great. Just purchased your annual premium membership. Awesome. Looking forward to learning so much great stuff. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Oh, Travis said coffee grounds. Don't forget coffee grounds.
Oh yeah, coffee grounds. You can make some nice paintings with coffee. That's right. Good call, Trav.
Ketchup, mustard,
Yeah.
Just kidding. Random stuff.
It's random.
It's been 84 years since Aaron used the grunge texture.
Maybe I should. Actually, I don't know if I have any grunge texture right now.
No, you have to go steal it from the elf painting.
Yeah.
That's what you never save it as its own thing.
That's
what Martin Berger always remembers. He says he still hasn't saved the grunge texture.
It's true.
Martin's like an elephant. He never forgets.
That's right.
I gotta meet this guy someday because he seems like a cool kid.
So one of the things I learned in doing my research is that there is, one of the things I already knew is just a comparative anatomy. That a bird's wing, when they're outstretched, think of the wing out here, and so they have a wrist just like we do, but right at the wrist where the primary feathers come out, they have a kind of a vestigial little thumb. That'd be the same bones that our thumb are, but there's these 3 feathers that come out, and all birds of prey have them. They're called the alula. And that they can move those feathers around and control airflow over the wing, and therefore control lift. I thought it was really, really interesting.
Marco wants to know, do you think you'd do a tutorial on drawing otters?
Sure. I could. Actually, that'd be a fun little mini tutorial to do, wouldn't it?
Like a live stream.
Yeah.
where you're just talking about the
Yeah,
anatomy.
that would be a fun one to do.
You have enough pictures as reference.
And Dustin has shot hundreds and hundreds of photos of otters. We could potentially use. That's gonna be part of his
reference packs.
reference pack. Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget to check Dustin Blaze out, because he's on Twitch and Instagram. I think he's on Twitter.
Yeah. No, I don't think he
He's
is
not.
on Twitter. No.
He's on Twitch and Instagram.
Yeah.
Does he have a YouTube channel?
No.
I don't think so.
There we go. I think we're pretty much there. What do you think?
I think so.
You just
Looking
want it to
good.
be so.
No, it looks great. You know, I think you need about another hour on it. No, I think it looks good.
There we go. So there's our bald eagle. That was fun. I feel like it's missing something.
Oh, Martin's in Austria. Says it's so awesome. You guys have to come when all this is over.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Austria?
No. Closest I ever got was Switzerland.
I've always wanted to go to Austria. Let's do it. Oh, so Jana's saying that Dustin does have a YouTube channel.
Oh,
I
he
just
does.
don't know that he does a lot on it.
Oh, okay.
Gaming. Oh, right?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, with game and trailer reviews, yes. But his photography is what he's really focusing on right now.
Yeah.
And it's Dustin underscore Blaze at, right?
Yep.
At Instagram.
I gotta let this get darker. Dark on it.
Everyone's saying, looks great, looks fabulous. Signature?
Not yet.
Remember to save.
Got one more thing I want to try to do.
Oh, Kendra's wondering where we go to buy the Dustin's reference packs. Well, when they're ready, they're going to be available at Creature Art Teacher.
Yeah.
They're going to sell them at the site. So that would be awesome. Because that'll be the first time he's really doing his own little thing.
It'll be awesome. Let me try this. Just push the saturation just a little bit. I wonder if I should try burning any of it. Do you think?
Chris Alvarado, this looks great. Where's the American flag?
I'm going to try burning a little bit of it and see if that is any better.
But on the beak and the head?
Just where the light's hitting, because it's already white. I'm afraid it's going to just blow it out.
Might
We'll
need
see.
a little color burn. Oh, he's saying Glenn Vilpu goes to Vienna every year.
Yes.
I'm sure he does. He's a great artist. Figurative stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Glenn and I are good friends. There we go. It made it feel a little brighter, a little nice kind of sense of light here. And I can do one more thing. Do this, just in case, because I don't want to mess it up. I want to go down.
There's a question for Nick, but unfortunately he's not in here, so I can't really ask him if he's ever been to the Vienna Zoo. But I think the answer is no. I'm going to take a wild shot in the dark.
Actually, I want to do this.
Oh, someone's asking if I paint digitally. Actually, I've only done traditional stuff up until last year, and then Aaron got me set up. He got me a laptop for my birthday, and I started doing some digital stuff. So yes, I do use Photoshop, and I love it. I haven't done anything in a while.
So here what I'm doing is losing some edges with the smudge tool, just to get it to sit a little better so it doesn't feel so cut out.
Nick has been to the zoo in Vienna. Awesome.
Nick says zoom and pan. Yes, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to do that.
We're gonna have a Zoom meeting with Pan. Oh, Chris Alvarado says, I'm going to see if my 9-year-old will be able to hang through the 6-hour animation course tomorrow. He has already sat with me through some of your 2-hour videos, and he loves drawing, so I'm hoping.
Yeah, because I've been advertising it for folks to, bring their kids to as well. Alright, so the other thing I want to try to do is I'm going to grab this brush and come in here and just make some feather shapes. I don't know if you can see that. You blow it up.
Yeah, it definitely looks like more detail in the little wispiness of the feathers.
I had the setting too high. Now I have it too low.
Is it too late to sign up for the animation live stream tomorrow?
No.
Not at all.
No, just go over to creatureartteacher.com/live and you can do it. There we go. I think I'm there. So there is our bald eagle. Let me get rid of that. There it is, blown up. That was fun. That was 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
2 hours and 15. YouTube question. Are you drawing this from a particular reference image or merging different ones together? I'm looking at a bunch of different ones and just kind of made up my own pose. So I was looking at reference, but nothing. It was all kind of different. Here's one. This is one of them here. Looking at the inside of the mouth for reference there.
He looks kind of funny.
Yeah.
He's like,
oh, drop that down. There we go. And then here's another one. This guy's a little dirty. But anyway. So that was fun, you guys. I really enjoyed that. And I hope you guys have a great week. I hope I see you guys tomorrow. Remember, we've got our live stream tomorrow where I'm going to be teaching the fundamentals, an introduction to animation. So it's all the very basics. It's a bouncing ball where I'm going to teach you about squash and stretch and timing and all that. And then we're going to take what we learned there and we're going to apply that to, I'm going to save this real quick. We're going to apply that to the flour sack test, which uses all of the squash and stretch that you learn with the bouncing ball, but then we add character to it. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then after that, we're going to go into some dialogue. So it's going to be a great day. It's going to be 6 hours from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. So that's the eastern side of the United States. So figure out from there. I think we're UT time -5, I think. So anyway, once again, the other thing too is our website. Please take advantage of what we're giving to you guys. Go over to our website and we've got free animation courses. Our course We've got all of my Photoshop brushes are $1, and that's $1 for a pack of 20 to 30 to 40. I think we've got on some of them. So it's a really good deal, and we've got several of our courses that are $1. We want to do our part, and we want to make sure that you guys are learning, and that you'll at least come out of this having learned something. So that's cool.
Oh.
But anyway, yeah. So I'm being confusing, aren't I?
No, you're being confused. You're looking at me. Like,
No, I'm just looking at you.
oh, there you go. You're back on you. What?
Yeah. So anyway, stay safe. Go check out our website. Go download some stuff. Do some art this week. I hope I see you tomorrow. Take this social distancing seriously, because the faster we can get through this, the better. The faster we can get back to our normal lives, and that I kind of want. I'm going stir crazy.
I love you too.
I'm just we want to go out to a restaurant.
I do.
Man, we are saving thousands of dollars on not on not going to the restaurant.
You know, we go through to go sometimes or get takeout once in a while, but going and sitting down in a restaurant, it's I didn't realize how much I was gonna miss it.
I know. I'm running out of things to cook. We're not running out of things to build, though. Oh my gosh!
No.
Wait till you see our backyard. But anyway, have a great week, you guys. Be kind to one another, especially now. And if you can, put some beauty back into the world, but do it with a face mask.
Don't hoard toilet paper. Okay?
Yeah, don't hoard the toilet paper. Come on.
Take what you need.
It's not a toilet paper crisis.
I think that goes for everything, though. Don't take too much milk. Take what you need.
Yeah, take what you need.
Then there's be enough for everybody.
Think about your fellow man and woman. And that's the other thing. Nick's wanted me to remind you. For the live stream tomorrow, if you can't watch it live, you'll have a copy of it sent to you. So don't worry, you won't miss it.
A lot of people are saying, see you tomorrow, see you tomorrow.
Oh, excellent.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. All right, you guys. I'm losing my voice. So I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you on Monday, if not tomorrow. Go out, put some beauty back into the world, and I will talk to you then. Vedanta?
Hi. I had so much fun reading your comments and questions, and hopefully I can do some more of these, not step on anybody's toes or peek my head in. But I'll be here tomorrow helping out as well, so that's going to be awesome. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.